there's other longer falls where you go and you fall and you stick your arms out, you tear your rotator cuffs, you break your pelvises, other things like that.
This is the second death in 5 days here in Canton. Last Wednesday, a worker died after falling off a roof on a building on Draper.
Everybody makes mistakes sooner or later. These guys work over 2,000 hours a year. If you do that for 20 years, at some point you are going to make a mistake.
I would say at 20 feet, going that fast, you land on the concrete and you walk away from it, you're a very lucky individual. You're probably going to be crippled for the rest of your life, or you're going to be dead. Especially if you take a head impact. Have you ever heard the old cliche, it's not the fall that kills you? What is it? The sudden stop at the end. Do you think they're lying? They're not lying. Because I tell you what, you're falling, bam, you hit. What stops? Your body. What doesn't stop? Your organs. So they crash into the back of your rib cage and they blow up. You can't take the force. Do you know what it takes to break a man's collarbone? 8 pounds.
You have minutes sitting in a harness while you're dangling there and all the pressures on the inside of your thighs on that femoral artery until you start to develop a clot. When you get taken out of that harness and that clot gets let go out of that femoral artery and where it travels to, because if it travels to your lungs, it can cause a pulmonary embolism, or if it goes to your brain, it can cause a stroke, okay? And so it's extremely important. If people think just putting on a harness and tying off correctly is all they need to know, they're only halfway there. If you're going to be wearing a harness, you want those straps there. Because if you aren't deploying those straps and you understand how to deploy a hook together and stand in there, you're going to sit there and you're going to get a clot.
As we know, when you're working at heights, gravity is there. It never takes a break. It is always working on us. If we do something incorrectly, we are always going to be under the effects of gravity pulling us down. The only thing that's going to stop us from having a bad day is if we are provided solutions that keep us either from falling, or if we do fall, from hitting the ground or a lower level.
It's your obligation as the wearer of a harness to do a visual inspection prior to each time you put it on. If you hold your harness up and it looks like Swiss cheese because weld splatters hit it, don't wear it. But if you got a little hard spot on it and you can't see through it, no fibers are broken, it's fine.
Some of the things that come to mind are really making sure that we're getting that annual inspection done by somebody other than the person who's been using that fall protection equipment day in and day out. What we see a lot of times is the worker who's using it and picking it up and putting it on from the time it was brand new to the time that it starts to get old and worn. They're not noticing some of the changes that have occurred with that equipment. They're not noticing how it's starting to get worn here and there. It's getting a little discolored in this place or that place. We need that fresh set of eyes to come in and take a look at it and determine, is this overall starting to lose its integrity? Is the overall condition, while it may not have one specific burn or one specific cut, Is the overall condition of this getting to be such that it needs to be taken out of service?
General practice is that at minimum, according to the ANSI standards, which most equipment in today's manufacturing world is made to, is at minimum an annual basis. More frequent inspections for the harsher environment are highly encouraged because the equipment is being used. Concrete guys or people that are working in a high chemical environment, things that will degrade the equipment faster in an environment that's a little more brutal to the equipment.